Rowan here, and today I'm going to help you master your forehand. After this video, you should be able to do this.
McDonnell with a gorgeous put.
Yeah, what a done that was from Rowan McDonnell.
The forehand is probably the most important throw in Ultimate. First off, while we're learning, a lot of teams at the high school and college level are going to be forcing a lot of forehand. So the more you can master this throw, the better impact you can have on the field. First thing we're going to go over today is the grip. We're going to try to keep as much pressure on this rim as possible to keep it stable. I use my middle finger and ring finger to hold it there, and use my pinky and forefinger to add even more pressure there. If you'll notice, I don't keep any space between this part of my hand and the disc, or else it can come out a little wobbly. Keep that secure. We want a firm grip on the Frisbee, but we don't want to keep our wrist too stiff. We want to be able to move our wrist, but we don't want the disc to move outside of that. We're not going to keep our fingers straight. We're going to curl them a little bit so it's comfortable. The thumb is pushing pressure from this joint into the flight rings, so there's almost a little push onto the disc. New players too can find it easier to bring this pointer finger up to the middle of the Frisbee here to add a little more stability. That's okay. If you're learning, if that helps, that's fine. But as your hand starts to get bigger on the Frisbee, we really want to bring this finger in to create a little more snap on your release. All right, the first part of the forehand we're going to learn is the wrist. One of the shortcuts to learning a forehand that makes you seem like you get it early is to push the disc with your palm forward, kind of like a throw like that. We want to avoid that at all costs and try to keep our palm facing the sky as much as possible. When the palm's facing the sky, the motion is a horizontal plane reaching back and snapping forward. While it might be a little more awkward to learn at first, in the long run, this is the technique that you need. So now that we have this, thumb back, pinky forward is a great cue. Thumb back, pinky forward. Just with this motion, we should be able to reach 40, 50 yards. Now that we have the wrist down, we're going to move up the chain and work on the elbow. The elbow is an important part, especially when we're trying to get extra power on our forehand. One of the shortcuts that I see is a lot of players keep their elbow close to their body, which increases the accuracy of a close throw. Therefore, a lot of new players are doing this just so they feel like they're throwing accurate forehands. But we want to take that elbow off the body and work on our power first, develop that, and then refocus on the accuracy. By getting the elbow off the body, driving it back and forward, you're increasing the range of motion on this disc, so by the time you release it, it's coming forward with some speed and momentum. For me, I like to get my elbow as far off as it's comfortable. I don't want to keep it out here because then it puts strain on the shoulder. But as far out as comfortable, and then drive it straight back. When I get all the way back, especially on a huck, the next thing that comes forward is the elbow. And by the time it comes through the zone, my wrist is trailing and I'm able to put that snap on at the end. The elbow drive back and forward is how you get that power on the huck. Now that we've talked about the wrist and elbow, it's time to talk about the rest of the chain and how your whole body plays into the forehand. Starting with our feet, I like to step out to the side and up a little bit. Stepping up gives us some momentum when we're throwing, and out to the side gets us around the mark and also allows us to use that shoulder drive backwards to get a little rotational twist, adding to the throw. Therefore, it's important that not only we use our lower body, but our core twist as we come back to forward. We don't want to over twist or we start throwing the Frisbee, and that's when you see it blade off. Instead, we want to snap here and almost recoil. When I throw full power hucks, a lot of times, as soon as I release, I fall back. That's how you know you're getting the maximum snap on the whip. One last piece to the whole wind up and throw is that we want the disc moving as little as possible. So as we bring it back, we don't want this disc doing anything crazy through your throw. We just want it coming back and forward. When I throw mine back, it does come out a little vertical here, but by the time it starts coming forward, it's on the plane that it's going to be released. All right, thanks for checking out the forehand today. One important concept while you're learning this throw is that it's not just one throw. There's so many things you can do with a forehand, you know, putting angles on it, putting shapes, changing the speed, just depending on the wind, where your receiver is, and the mark. So while you're learning this throw, don't try to learn one forehand over and over again. Experiment with different shapes, angles, touch, and you should have almost 1,000 different forehands. Thanks for checking us out. See you next time.